tea.
I'm going to try number 170, 170. We are gentle, angry people. Seems like an appropriate song for now. And it's by Holly Near, and she requested there's a verse that says, "We are gay and straight together." She said in the evolution of the gender consciousness, we're going to change that to, "We are all in this together." So the verse that says, "We are gay and straight together," we're going to say, "We are all in this together." We're going to do one more piece called One Foot in Front of the Other, Lead with Love. It's not in your hymnal, it's not in your order of service. You just kind of have to repeat after me. We've sung it a few times before. People in the first service caught on really quickly. Hopefully you will do.
Good morning. Welcome to the Community Church of Chapel Hill, Unitarian Universalist. I am Rosemary Graysmith, a member of the Worship Associates Ministry. Welcome to this all-ages service. I especially want to welcome any visitors or newcomers to our church and call attention to the special note for you, welcome guests and newcomers, on the back side of your order of service. I would also like to welcome those of you attending online. Lyrics to hymns and all elements of the service can be found on the screen, and a complete order of service, including this week's announcements, can be found via the link in the Sunday morning email and on the church's website. Additionally, we have new art in the sanctuary and commons. Betty Haskin is here and will be in the commons after the service. Our in-person Sunday social is held immediately following the service. Please turn off or silence any cell phones during our service to maintain a worshipful experience. Whoever you are, whoever you love, however you arrived at this beloved place, you are welcome here. This morning, we have a Share the Plate for Habitat for Humanity. I would like to welcome Glenn Davis to tell us more about this morning's Share the Plate.
Good morning. So I'm here sans outfit today to talk with you about Habitat for Humanity. Today's Share the Plate is for Orange County, Habitat for Humanity, in which we've been a partner for, this church has been a partner for many, many years. Habitat for Humanity, now decades old, has created housing for thousands, if not tens of thousands, across the world. In Orange County, we have one of the premier, what I'd call one of the premier chapters at the Weaver's Grove site. It's now in its third year of a five-year project to build 101 homes, I've spoken about before. We'll see much of the five-year project completed by the end of 26. Several of the Habitat homes have been purchased by a not-for-profit to provide supervised living for disabled adults, near to my heart, with a grandson who has autism. The Habitat Weavers Grove project is a partnership, actually, with Garmin Homes and White Oak Properties. This means market rate homes are available at the same large site, an integrated community of multiple income levels. There are many shared features of this partnership, which include, for example, playgrounds, community centers, walking paths, and so on. This is the first large community completed by Habitat in partnership with commercial construction companies under very carefully worded contracts. As you know, affordable home ownership is virtually unavailable in Orange County. A reasonable mortgage on a home is unaffordable for many working adults because of substantial down payment requirements, as one example. It's almost impossible to save enough on current salaries for such a down payment. Apartment living is often not a viable choice for many couples and single parents with children or dependents. Home ownership is a dream for many of these people. So we're hoping, and you will be able to contribute and join me at the tabling to learn more. The only added note I say is, for those of you who'd like to join a tour of the Weaver's Grove, to be led by myself, Dave Morgan, who's also a member who participates with Habitat, and a Habitat executive from Orange County Habitat. Please keep reading the weekly bulletins for dates or times, or be in touch with me. Many thanks for your efforts and contributions, not only today, but over many, many years. Thank you.
Our opening hymn this morning is number 149 in the Gray Hymnal. The hymn is called Lift Every Voice and Sing, which is also the African American national anthem. Please rise in body or in spirit as we sing this song with reverence and respect. One of Martin Luther King's famous speeches was on the three evils of society. In this speech, Dr. King warned of 3 sicknesses that harm our society: the sickness of racism, the sickness of militarism, and the sickness of poverty. Dr. King's words still speak to us, sadly. We come this morning to tell the truth about our world. Telling the truth means naming brokenness that can be hard and sad, but we choose to tell the truth. The truth about attacks against immigrants and in the community of Minneapolis. The truth about war. The truth about choosing to spend money on bombs instead of school and science. The truth that some people don't have enough to eat in the richest country on earth. Martin Luther King spoke about the truth of this brokenness, and we need to keep speaking about this truth today. Speaking hard truths can make us feel despair, but beautiful things can be created out of brokenness. Martin Luther King said, "We can hew a stone of hope out of a mountain of despair. Come, let us create that stone of hope. Come, let us worship together." Please join me in saying the words for our chalice lighting, which are found in your order of service. We light our chalice to celebrate Unitarian Universalism. This is the church of the open mind. This is the church of the loving hearts. This is the church of the helping hands.
See in the order of service, this piece is called "If I Had a Hammer," a song you might be think you're familiar with. But this is the words by Pete Seeger, but there's Craig Hella Johnson totally reimagined this song kind of in more contemporary context. So it's the words of Pete Seeger, the music of Craig Hella Johnson. And if that name sounds familiar, he's the one that also wrote Considering Matthew Shepard, the piece the choir did last May. So this is If I Had a Hammer.
Good morning. Love is at the center. Every being has inherent worthiness and dignity, and that is what we as Unitarian Universalists believe. At the core of our faith is a commitment to care and act for justice and equity and to dismantle racism. Throughout the history of both Unitarianism and Universalism, our people have been working to confront and challenge racism. And we have been allies and in solidarity with the leaders in the movement to abolish slavery, to challenge Jim Crow, to stand with Martin Luther King Jr. in Selma, and today with Side with Love to protect voting rights. This is hard work because racism is so deeply ingrained in our history, our economic systems, our government, our culture, and in our hearts and minds. It is not a struggle for a day, a week, a year, a decade. It is a struggle that is centuries old. I think of racism like a terrible, choking, invasive vine in the garden of our country and our world. It grows fast, it pops up everywhere, it is strong and thick with deadly spines. It is tangled in everything, and it requires constant vigilance and struggle. And we need good tools to help us in this struggle against racism, to beat back this choking vine. I, in my work, am always seeking new and improved tools to combat racism. Today, I want to share about Mosaic, which is a new tool we are trying here at church. Mosaic is a Unitarian Universalist program that is designed for our congregations. It is a tool to help us to be more effective in fighting racism. Let me digress for a moment. Mosaic is such a good name for this tool that helps us work against racism. When we think of mosaics, we think of beautiful art that is made of broken pieces of tile or glass. And you might remember this heart, which we made at a service together in the fall of last year. Mosaics remind me that we can work to repair this broken world in ways that make it beautiful. I also love the way a mosaic includes every individual piece so that you can see it and notice also the beautiful whole at the same time. It reminds me of how inclusion and belonging work. We are individuals, yes, but we also create a community. Anyway, back to the Mosaic program. It has lots of parts, and the one part that I want to talk about today is a curriculum for all ages, from kindergartners to adults. A curriculum to learn about racism, its history, how it works in society, and skills to combat it. It is based on OWL, the Our Whole Lives program that we have. Just like Unitarian Universalists have a program for all ages to learn about sexuality, now we have a program for all ages to learn about racism. I am excited to say that we tried the Mosaic curriculum this fall with our first group, which was the elementary-aged kids, kindergarten to 5th grade, Also, for those of you in the know, the water circle and the fire circle. Kat and I led it together, which was really special for us because we haven't been able to lead together since the pandemic lockdown. We cleared our schedules so that we could work together because anti-racism is so important to both of us, and we wanted to focus on it together. Mosaic is an engaging program for kids with inspiring stories and thought-provoking activities, and it is empowering. And that is what we need to be. We need to be empowered. Racism is awful, and the fact that it is such a long battle, and because we are in a particularly dark time right now, it is easy to be discouraged. Mosaic reminds us that first we need to tell the truth about racism. Just telling the truth is an effective weapon against racism. We don't have to be afraid of the truth about our history and our culture. Mosaic also reminds us that we all have a part, no matter what our age, in dismantling racism, that we can practice skills that actually help. We can practice inclusion and questioning and speaking up and speaking out. We're going to roll Mosaic out for other ages so all of us can learn and practice together about speaking up and telling the truth.
Let us sing again. Our next hymn of the morning is number 1040 in the teal hymnal. It is Hush, and I invite you to rise in body or in spirit and join in singing.
Hush, Hey, Kat.
Hi, Caleigh.
It's cool that so many of the kids here have been working on their art this year.
What do you mean?
Well, Marion was just saying that you were doing the mosaic curriculum. And mosaic is a kind of art where you stick together pieces of tile or whatever to create a new image.
Part of that is true.
I think the arts are so important, and it's great that this church supports kids in doing mosaics.
Okay, hold on. Art is important, and mosaics are a type of art.
I know, I just said that.
Okay, but the mosaic curriculum isn't about making art. That part isn't true at all. We just heard Marion tell us that mosaic is an anti-racism curriculum that helps people of all ages have important conversations about race and build anti-racist, anti-oppression skills so they can put the broken pieces of the world back together and build a better world, a beloved community. Mosaic is a metaphor.
Okay, fine. I guess that one tiny little detail wasn't true. One of us misunderstood.
Okay. Sometimes people say things that aren't true because they don't know any better. They misunderstand. Sometimes people say things aren't true because they're scared or they hope it will help them get their way.
Either way, it's important to identify lies and be able to call them out, like Kat just did now when I was spreading misinformation about mosaic.
Sometimes it can be hard to tell the truth, especially if the person who is lying or misinformed is really confident.
It can feel easier sometimes to keep the truth to yourself, especially if you're trying to tell the truth when a lot of people disagree.
Because our church values truth-seeking and truth-telling, this can be a place where we practice telling the truth and recognizing lies. In Mosaic, we worked on a skill each week because practice makes progress. Would you like to practice telling the truth? Yes. Okay. Would you like to practice spotting a lie? Yes. Oh, a resounding yes. Let's do both.
This reminds me of the icebreaker game, Two Truths and a Lie. People usually play that game to reveal something unexpected or surprising about themselves. It's a great get-to-know-you game.
I like that game. I especially like figuring out what is true. I love the why of that game. I wonder if we could practice a truth, a lie, and a why, since why is so important. Do you want to play?
Yeah. Sure.
Oh,
I'll
Kayla's
start
gonna play.
with two things about me. Two things about me are that I have long hair and I have never broken a bone.
Okay, so you told a truth and a lie, and now I need to figure out the why. I think that the lie might be that you've never broken a bone. Why? Because I can see that you're wearing a boot, which people wear when they're recovering from a broken bone.
You got it. And now it's your turn. I told the truth and a lie about myself. Can you do one about the world?
Yes, that's a little more challenging, but I'm game. Okay. The world is always fair. And people have power and can change the world by working together.
Well, it's true that people can change the world by working together. I know that. I've experienced that for myself, and I learned that through history. So the world is unfair must be the lie.
Ding, ding, ding.
The world's always fair must be the lie.
Yes, you got it. I wonder if everyone here would like to give a truth, a lie, and a why a try.
In a moment, you will turn to someone near you and tell them one thing you know is true about the world or about yourself, and one thing that is a lie. We won't do two truths and a lie for the sake of time. Your partner will listen and call out which one they think is the lie and why. Remember to discuss the why, because the why is the really important part. After 2 minutes, we'll ring a bell and switch. Then the listener will become the teller.
Let the truth-telling begin.
You haven't.
Thank you for sharing your truths and spotting lies.
Freely we have received gifts that minister to our needs of body and spirit. Gladly we bring to our church and its wide concerns a portion of this bounty. This morning, our generosity extends beyond these walls as our offering goes to support Habitat for Humanity. If you wish to donate online, there is a QR code on the back of your order of service, and there is information on the church's website. We will now receive the morning offering. Thank you.
The song we're doing, People Have the Power, was a hit with Patti Smith in the 70s. Some of you may know Patti Smith. She also had a big hit called Because of the Night, a song written Bruce Springsteen wrote for her. Anyway, there was a choir in Toronto called Choir, with exclamation points. That's like a pop-up choir, and they did a version of it, and then they actually had Patti Smith come in and guest star and do the song with them in New York City. And Marion saw that video and thought it would be a cool song for us to do at church. And so here we are. This is People Have the Power. And we're going to ask you to sing along on the chorus. The words are the title of the song, People Have the Power. So I'll let you know when it's your turn to sing. One, two, three, four.
Right in there.
It is a funny coincidence that today's service is about telling the truth and challenging lies, because it made me think of something yesterday. Yesterday, the Board of Trustees at our church had its annual retreat, and as part of the retreat, board member Heather O'Connor shared with us the results of a leadership personality test that we had all taken. The test asked us to answer a bunch of questions, and then it would tell us what leadership traits we most embody. Out of 23 different leadership characteristics, the leadership trait that is most represented on our Board of Trustees is honesty. And when Heather shared these results with us, I wasn't surprised at all, because Heather had done this same exercise with the board 4 years ago, a completely different board of people, by the way, and the results had been the same. That board also embodied honesty as its highest leadership trait. I actually have a hypothesis, a thoughtful guess, which is that Heather could go to almost any Unitarian Universalist church in the country. She could go to Eno River in Durham, she could go to Raleigh, she could go to Denver, she could go to Kalamazoo, and have the people of that church take the leadership characteristics test. And I hypothesized, I thoughtfully guessed, that honesty would turn out to be a top leadership trait for them too. I think there's something about being Unitarian Universalist that encourages honesty and truth-telling. Honesty means speaking the truth, and our religious tradition tells us that we should be really honest about what it is that we believe. That if we don't believe in God, we can say that, and everyone else will say, "I'm so glad that you are being honest." And if we do believe in God, we can say that too, and everyone else will say, "I'm so glad that you're being honest." Honesty also means presenting oneself authentically. And in our church, we try to create a community that is safe and that encourages people to be really who they are, instead of pretending to be someone that they are not. And the test that Heather gave us also said that part of honesty means taking responsibility for our actions, which is part of our church covenant, to apologize when warranted and seek to make amends. We practice truth in our words, we practice truth by being who we truly are, and we practice truth in our actions by acting in line with who we know ourselves to be. I think this is a really great way to be in the world. Something that's sad, though, is that the world doesn't always tell the truth. Sadly, the world doesn't always tell the truth to children. Let me give you a few examples. Across our country, there are many libraries and many school libraries that have book bans. What a book ban means is somebody goes in and removes the books that have ideas that they don't want children to learn about. They are scared of people thinking thoughts they don't agree with and learning things that they don't want people to learn about. Is that an honest way to be in the world? Some states in our country have passed laws about what history can't be taught in school. Children aren't allowed to learn the real history of our country. Is that an honest way to be in the world? In some history museums in our country, people have changed exhibits, and instead of telling people the truth of our history, they tell people something that isn't true. Is that an honest way to be in the world? And it's not just kids either. This is a time in our country where there are people with power who are trying on the daily to get us to believe things that are not true. I think if Heather gave them the test, honesty would not be the top trait. This is a time when we need to be careful, to catch the lies that we're being told. And it's a time to work hard to counter those lies by speaking the truth instead. What I want to say about telling the truth this morning is that racism is actually a form of lying. Racism is a form of lying. Racism asks us to believe things about our neighbors that are not true. Racism asks us to believe things about ourselves that are not true. And racism asks us to believe things about our history and about our country that are not true. When our country was formed, there were some really good words written about what our country was supposed to be about. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all people are created equal and are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And while these words are beautiful, it is true that over and over and over and over again, we have failed to live out the truth of those words. And that's what so many brave leaders have told us time and time again, that these ideas are beautiful and true, but we are not living out these ideas. That is what Martin Luther King Jr. told us, and so many other truth tellers. I remember that the great African-American writer James Baldwin wrote, "Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced." What James Baldwin is saying is that only when we begin by telling the truth that we're able to do the necessary work of changing the world for the better. So here is my charge this morning. One thing, especially that kids can do, is to learn truths that people don't want you to learn. You can choose to learn the true history that some schools and some states don't want their kids to learn. You can read the banned books with ideas that some people are trying to keep you from learning. And you can ask your parents some of what that history is and those books are, and they'd probably be able to tell you. Another thing that you can do is to be a truth teller, all of us, to counter lies, to amplify the truth, to find the lies that are spoken and lived and say that is not the truth. The truth is something else. When Martin Luther King Jr. received the Nobel Peace Prize, he gave a speech. And in that speech, he said these words. He said, "I believe that unarmed truth and unconditional love will have the final word in reality." That unarmed truth and unconditional love will have the final word in reality. It is up to all of us to work to make that so. Amen, and blessed be. We're going to sing our closing hymn of the morning. It is a really fun one to sing. The words are inside of your order of service, and it is called More Than Ever, and I invite you to rise in body or in spirit and join in singing.
The words to the song are in your order of service. The song was written by Leah Morris the day after the 2016 election, and she wrote the first verse, and then she taught it to some of her friends, and her friends added more verses. That's why if you look under the lyrics, there's a whole bunch of co-composers. They're all her friends that wrote subsequent verses, so we'll sing a few of them. I'm going to sing the first verse once, you get the idea of the melody, and then we'll sing it together, or if you know it, you can sing it along right from the top, More Than Ever. And you'll see the words that are in bold are the only ones that repeat, or that are new in every verse. All the other words repeat in each verse. Enough instruction. Now is the moment for shining up. It's all right to cry, but keep your eyes on the prize. Now is the moment for shining up. The world needs our light more than ever. Sing that first verse again. Now is the moment for shining up. It's all right to cry, but keep your eyes on the prize. Now is the moment for shining up. The world needs our light more than ever. Now is the moment for singing out loud. It's all right to cry,
taking a breath, it's alright to cry. But keep your eyes on the prize. Now is the moment for taking a breath. The world needs our peace more than ever. Now is the moment for open hearts. It's alright to cry. But keep your eyes on the prize. Now is the moment for open hearts. The world needs our love more than ever.
The words for extinguishing the chalice are in your order of service. Please join me in reading them. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Let's give thanks to everyone who helped make this such a wonderful service. Please join us in singing Shalom. The words are in your order of service. As you are comfortable, please either hold hands with the person next to you or cross your hands over your hearts.